We live so much of our lives online, and sometimes it feels like our personal data is just out there and totally out of our control. But what if it wasn't? Today, we're going to break down 3 simple but really powerful tips to help you shrink that digital footprint and take back your privacy. So, let's dive in.
You know, it sounds like a question from some spy movie, right? But it's a question we all need to be asking ourselves. Every time you click, you post, you sign up for something, you're basically leaving a trail of digital breadcrumbs about who you are. And the real question is, who's following that trail?
Well, you've got a couple of big players here. First, there are the cybercriminals, and they're actively looking for info they can exploit. But then you've also got data brokers. These are companies that legally collect and sell your data to advertisers, lenders, you name it. And every single social media post, every online form you fill out, just adds another piece to the puzzle they're all building about you.
All of this activity, this is what creates your digital trail. And the tricky thing is, it's pretty much invisible to us day to day, but it carries some very real risks. So what exactly is this trail made of?
Okay, think of it this way. Your digital trail is the sum of everything you do online. It's the photos you're tagged in, the accounts you sign up for, the comments you leave behind. Each one of those actions might seem pretty harmless on its own, right? But when you put them all together, they paint this startlingly detailed picture of your life, your habits, and yeah, even your vulnerabilities.
So how do we start to clean this up? Our first tip is all about being more intentional. It's about shifting from just mindlessly sharing to actively deciding what the world really gets to see about you. It's time to post with purpose.
The strategy here really has 2 parts. On one side, you've got sensitive information you should always think twice about sharing publicly. And on the other, you have the proactive steps you can take to protect it. Look, it's not about stopping all sharing. It's about sharing smarter.
Your home address and phone number, those are pretty obvious risks. But even something like your date of birth is a key piece of the puzzle for identity theft. And posting your travel plans while you're on vacation, that's basically putting up a giant flashing sign for thieves that says, "Hey, my house is empty."
All right, so here's a little homework for you. First, do a quick digital audit. Seriously, scroll back through your old posts. Did you accidentally share your new address in the background of a photo? Then, second, check your audience settings. Does the entire world really need to see your family photos, or can you lock that down to just friends and family?
Okay, let's move on to our next tip, because this builds on the last one. Posting with purpose is your first line of defense, for sure. But mastering your privacy settings, that's how you build a fortress. The best part is, the tools are already there. We just have to actually use them.
Think about the big 3 you probably use every single day. Social media, your email, which is literally the key to almost everything else you do online, and your cloud storage for personal files. Each one of these has its own dashboard of privacy settings, just sitting there waiting for you to take control.
And here's a simple 4-step process to get you started. 1. Disable location sharing on apps that definitely don't need it. 2. Go in and turn off any unnecessary data collection features. 3. Restrict who can see your profile and posts. And 4, this one's a big one, enable multi-factor authentication everywhere you possibly can. It is one of the single best ways to protect your accounts. Period.
Our final tip today is all about practicing what I like to call data minimalism. In every single online interaction, the goal is to share only the absolute minimum amount of information you have to in order to get something done. Think of yourself as a minimalist, but with your personal data.
This is such a simple habit, but it's so powerful once you start doing it. When you're signing up for a newsletter or an account, you'll see those fields for your phone number or your birthday marked as optional. You know what the best option is? Just skip them. If they don't truly need it, don't give it to them.
I think pretty much all of us have done this. It is so convenient, right? Just one click and you're in. But that convenience, well, it comes at a cost that isn't always obvious right away.
See, when you use a social login, you're creating a direct data pipeline between 2 different services. This can give the news service access to your profile info, your friends list, and all sorts of other data points from your social account. It's often way more than you realize you're sharing, and it just creates a wider net for your personal data.
And this exact same idea applies to apps and browser extensions. Before you click that Install button, just take 5 seconds to look at the permissions it's asking for. Does that simple photo editing app really need access to your entire contact list and your microphone? If the permissions seem like way too much, that is a huge red flag.
So, we've covered what you post, the settings you use, and the data you share. Now let's pull this all together for the final takeaway.
Protecting your privacy online really just comes down to these 3 intentional habits. Post with purpose, make conscious choices about what you share. Master your settings, use the tools you already have at your fingertips, and share only what's needed. Practice that data minimalism in every interaction.
Look, none of these are huge, complicated tasks. They are small, manageable changes that, when you do them consistently, make a massive difference. So I'll just leave you with this one question. What is one small change you can make today, right now, to take a real step toward a more private digital life?